Today's the 5th of June, World Environment Day. But before we talk about the environment, let me ask you a strange question. How much does a glass of water cost? 10 rupees? 20? Maybe 50 at an airport? Now imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering there's no water in your tap. Suddenly, that same glass becomes priceless. That's the strange thing about nature. We notice its value only when it begins to disappear. The air you breathed this morning was free. The sunlight reaching your window was free. The trees cooling your neighborhood were free. And yet, every one of these things is becoming more valuable with each passing year. Perhaps the greatest economic mistake in human history is that we treated nature as if it were unlimited. And now, for the first time, the bill is arriving. Not in some distant future, not for our grandchildren, but for us, right now. A commuter in Delhi checks the air quality index before stepping outside. A farmer in Haryana watches the sky, wondering whether the monsoon will arrive on time. A family in Bengaluru waits for a water tanker. A fisherman on India's coast notices that the shoreline no longer looks the same. Different people, different lives, the same story. The environment is no longer a chapter in a science textbook. It's become a character in our daily lives. The irony is extraordinary. Humanity's never been more powerful. We can launch spacecraft, build artificial intelligence, and communicate instantly across continents. Yet we still depend on things we didn't create. A stable climate, clean water, healthy soil, flowing rivers. The foundations of civilization remain astonishingly natural. Every meal depends on rainfall somewhere. Every city depends on rivers and reservoirs. We imagine ourselves living above nature. In reality, we are standing on it, and that foundation is beginning to shake. Consider climate change. Many people imagine melting icebergs or distant glaciers. But climate change becomes real when a heat wave shuts down schools, when electricity demand overwhelms power systems, when crops fail, when floods destroy homes. Climate change is not simply changing the planet. It's changing the conditions under which human civilization developed. That's why it matters. The same pattern appears in water. India receives enormous rainfall every year, yet many cities face shortages. How can a country experience floods and droughts at the same time? Because water problems are rarely about water alone. They're about planning, storage, management, and sometimes neglect. A society can run out of water long before it runs out of rain. Then there's plastic, perhaps the most successful material humanity ever invented. Strong, cheap, convenient. Plastic solved countless problems. Then it created a new one. A bottle used for 10 minutes may remain in the environment for hundreds of years. Plastic waste travels through drains into rivers, rivers into oceans, and eventually into the food chain itself. Scientists have even discovered microscopic plastic particles inside the human body. The environmental crisis is often presented as a battle between development and conservation. But that's the wrong way to think about it. A polluted river doesn't create prosperity. A city running out of water cannot become a global powerhouse. Environmental protection is not the opposite of development. It's the foundation of development. As economist Kenneth Boulding once famously observed, anyone who believes exponential growth can go on forever in a finite world is either a madman or an economist. The quote is humorous. The warning is not. Yet this is not a story about doom. Human beings are remarkably good at solving problems when they finally decide they matter. Across India, solar parks are transforming deserts into power stations. Communities are reviving lakes. Engineers are building cleaner technologies. Young innovators are creating solutions that didn't exist a decade ago. The future is not something that happens to us. It's something we build. And perhaps that's the real meaning of World Environment Day. Not guilt, not fear, not symbolism, only responsibility. Because every generation receives two inheritances, one from its ancestors and one from nature. The first is recorded in history books. The second is recorded in rivers, forests, oceans, and skies. The question is simple. When future generations look back at us, What story will those rivers, forests, oceans, and skies tell? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. And comment below. What's your one green action on this World Environment Day? See you in the next one.